Hello, my name is Emily from Supermom Crochet. Welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make this simple, quick, and easy textured baby dress pattern. It's very simple. The pattern stitch is just a one row repeat and it works up quickly. There are several sizing options. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the newborn, 0 to 3 months, and 3 to 6 month options. And I'll be showing you how to finish the dress with the sleeves and the buttons on the back. Again, it's very simple. I would consider it a beginner pattern. If you've never made a crochet baby dress before, this is a great place to start because, again, it's an easy repeat, but the texture of the stitch is quite beautiful. So let's get started. Alright, so I'll be using Lion Brand Kobo in Vanilla Blossom. And for the newborn size, you will need an E-hook or a 3.5 millimeter hook. For the 0 to 3 month size, you'll need an F-hook or 3.75 millimeters. And for the 3 to 6 month size, you'll need a G-hook or a 4 millimeter crochet hook. I'm going to be making the newborn size, so I've got my E-hook. All right, to get started, we're going to make a slip knot, and the easiest way I find to do that is drape the shorter piece over the longer piece. Go in from the top and draw up a loop. Make it nice and tight. And now to begin, we're going to chain 54. Chain tension nice and even. You don't want it to be too tight, too loose. Nice even tension on your chains. All right, we've got 54 chains. Okay, start row number 1. We're going to half double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. Okay, and in the next 5 chains for a total of 6 half double crochets. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so that looks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 half double crochets. Now in this next chain, half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet again in that same chain. That's how that looks. Okay, now make 1 half double crochet in each of the next 12 chains. This dress starts at the neckline and works down, so right now we're starting to shape the neckline. half double crochet, and 12. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 half double crochets. Now, to continue to shape the neckline, in the next chain we're going to half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet again in that same chain, and again put 1 half double crochet in each of the next 12 chains. Once again, in the next chain, half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet again in that same chain, and once more make 1 half double crochet in each of the next 12 chains. All right. So one more time, the next chain, half double crochet, chain 2, and half double crochet again in that same chain. Now finish the row by making 1 half double crochet in each of the last 6 chains. And 6. All right. Just to show you what the neckline looks like. All right. So this is the front of the dress. These are the shoulders, and this is the back. So that's how we're shaping the neckline. Moving on to row number 2, chain 1 and turn. Now we're going to begin our pattern stitch. So in this first stitch, single crochet, double crochet in that same stitch. Skip the next stitch, and again single crochet and double crochet in that same stitch. Skip one stitch, single crochet and double crochet in the same stitch. Skip one, and in that last half double crochet before the chain two space, single crochet and double crochet. You should have 4 pairs of stitches in this first section. Working into the chain two space, double crochet, chain two, and double crochet again in that chain two space. Work into the next stitch, don't skip it. Single crochet, double crochet, skip one, single crochet, and double crochet. Our pattern, just continue that. Skip one, work our pattern stitch, skip one, all the way to the next chain two space. All right. All right, to keep in pattern, we're going to skip that last half double crochet before the chain two space. But in this section, you should have 7 pairs of stitches. So like I said, we're going to skip that last stitch, work into the chain two space, double crochet, chain two, double crochet, and in that chain two space. And do not skip the next stitch, but work into it. So single crochet, double crochet, skip one, and pattern stitch again. Continue that across this section. All right, so one more. All right, again, you should have 7 pairs. 7. Skip the last stitch and go into the chain two space with a double crochet, chain two, double crochet, and work into that first stitch. So right now we are drawing the bodice out, we're making it bigger. in our stitch. I'm not really sure what the stitch is called, but I really like how it looks. And it's so simple, a mindless pattern. It looks really pretty. And to the end of this section. One more. Skip that last stitch. Again, we've got our 7 pairs. Work into the chain 2 space, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and work into that first stitch. And this last section will have 4 pairs of stitches again, just like the first section. Just 2, there's 3, and then in this last stitch here, for pair number 4. All right, and chain 1 and turn. Show you how it looks. There's the neckline growing out. All right, moving on to row number 3. We've chained 1, we're going to turn. We're going to skip double crochet and work into the single crochet in our pattern stitch of single crochet, double crochet. Skip the double crochet, work into the single crochet with a single crochet and a double crochet. Skip the double crochet, work our pattern stitch. Skip the double, work into the single crochet. We're going to skip the double crochet, work into the chain 2 space with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And now we're going to not skip that second double crochet, work into it to keep our pattern. And that's our increase. So we skip the first double crochet of the double crochet, chain 2, double crochet space, but then we work into the second one. That's how we get our increase to grow out our bodice in this stitch. All right. So one more. And again, so we're going to skip the double crochet of the space, work into the chain 2 space with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and then make our increase by putting our pattern stitch into this second double crochet. So single crochet, double crochet, and then carry on in our pattern for the rest of this section. in, one more. Again, skip the double crochet, work into the chain 2 space with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Work into that second double crochet with a single crochet, double crochet, and continue in pattern. I wanted to use this stitch in a bodice for a while, but it took a bit to figure out how to make it work. And I finally figured out that skipping that first double crochet and then working into the second one, it helps keep it even. I tried working into both of them, but it didn't work out. So thankfully I figured it out because I really like how the stitch looks. And I like having it in every part of the dress, not just the skirt. All right. And then again, just work our increase stitch and that double crochet and continue in pattern to the end. And my toddler wanted to show me his piano. So there's his piano. All right, so that's row 3 done. Chain 1 and we'll turn. Just want to show you how it looks. So row 3 is our repeat row. To show you how the little bodice is looking. So that's the front, the arms, and the back. Really cute stitch. So like I was saying, row 3 is our repeat. So rows 4 through 9 are going to be a repeat of row 3. So work a repeat of row 3, just chaining 1, turning, working in pattern, then skipping that first double crochet and working into the second one. Just do that for rows 4 through 9, and then I'll meet you back. All right, so this is how the bodice looks at the end of row 9. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this first space here is the chains, so it doesn't count. Our first row was the half double crochets and the chains. So starting from there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows. Okay. So this next row, we've chained 1. We're going to turn, and we're going to separate the armholes. So let's work in our pattern up to the first chain 2 space. So work as normal. Right? All right, one more. All right, as we get to the chain 2 space, double crochet in that space, make the armhole, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to skip all these stitches to the next chain 2 space. We're going to double crochet into that space, and that makes the first armhole. There you go. And now we're going to work into that double crochet and continue our pattern across to the next chain 2 space. We'll make the second divide for the second armhole. Coming up to the next chain 2 space. And just like the last time, going to double crochet into the chain 2 space and chain 4 to make the second armhole. 2, 3, 4. Skip all the stitches to the next chain 2 space and double crochet into that space. Second armhole. And now just continue in pattern to the end of the row. The row, just chain 1. Just show you how the bodice looks now that it has armholes. Cute little bodice. And I just really like this stitch too. All right. So it's the back. Moving on to the next row, we are going to work across and stitch into the chains. So I've chained 1, I'm going to turn and work in pattern across to those chains we made. It's nice and simple. All right. So we're going to keep in pattern, meaning we're going to be skipping. So it looks right. So we're going to go into this last pair. We're going to skip that double crochet and go into that first chain. So we're going to work our single crochet and double crochet into that chain. Skip one chain and work our single crochet, double crochet into the next chain, skip the fourth chain and work into that double crochet. And that kept the pattern even, so we can just continue across. So that's how that underarm looks. Nice and even in pattern. When I say even in pattern, it just means that all the stitches line up perfectly, which is really satisfying to me. So just work in pattern over to the next armhole, where we will be doing the exact same thing. Our last couple of stitch pairs. One more. Just like with the first armhole, we're going to skip that double crochet, work into the first chain. Be a little tricky. All right. Make sure you go in the chain. Or single crochet, double crochet, skip the next chain, work into the third chain, single crochet, double crochet, skip the last chain and work into the double crochet. And continue in pattern for the rest of the row. All right, and coming to the end of the row. One more pair. All right, so this is how the bodice is looking. Stitches under the armholes now. And now our next row will begin work on the skirt. Do that. All right, to begin working on the skirt, we're going to join the two sides of the bodice together. So I've not chained. I'm going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, like so. I'm going to chain one and turn. Now to begin working on the skirt, we need to get some volume. So we're going to work in this first stitch. We're not skipping any stitches, so we're going to work our pattern stitches in every stitch. So the double crochets and the single crochets. So we're making our pattern stitch of single crochet, double crochet in every single stitch. We're not skipping any stitches this row. Just to give the skirt volume and make it more fluffy. So our pattern for this row. Make a single crochet and a double crochet in every stitch around without skipping any. End with a slip stitch in the beginning single crochet. I'll meet you there. All right, come to the end of the row. I've slip stitched. Now I'm going to chain one and turn. I'll show you how it looks. So that's how the first row of the skirt looks. With a nice bit of volume. So once again, I have chained one and have turned. So I'm going to make our pattern in the same stitch as that chain one. So single crochet, double crochet in that same stitch to keep our pattern nice and even. Now we're going to skip the double crochets again. So work our patterns, single crochet, double crochet into single crochet, skip the double crochet, continue that. And that is our pattern stitch for the skirt. It's nice and simple, nice and easy, but it gives a really pretty texture. So we've increased in the row previous, and now we're just working the skirt. Continue that around, ending with a slip stitch, and we're going to be blowing the skirt out. So repeat that. All right, so I have repeated that same row. I've made 36 rows of repeats to make the skirt length that I want. I just love this fabric. It's so pretty, so interesting. It's a nice texture. But in the newborn size, to get a full length, I did 36 repeats, so 37 rows total. And that's the length that I want. Obviously, you can make it longer, you can make it shorter. That's just the length that I want. So I'm going to cut my yarn, weave in that tail. All right, I'll do that later. But this is how this simple, easy baby dress looks. All that's left is to finish the neckline and the armholes and sew on the buttons.